Is Webb Simpson set to join us there, Fritzy?
He is standing by for you.
All right, the U.S. Open champ. He joins us on the program. Take me back to Sunday morning. Tell me what you're thinking as you started your final round.
You know, I knew it was going to take a special round. I didn't get up to the start I wanted, but when I birdied 6, 7, 8, and 10, I could tell by the crowd that, you know, I was pretty close to the lead, if not half the lead or in the lead. So I just kind of fed off them and just try to continue doing what I wanted to do, and that's just making pars, and the birdies come great.
At what point do you start to check the leaderboard?
I never did. I actually put it out on 18, and that was the first time I looked at the leaderboard all day.
You did not know where you stood?
I didn't know where I stood until I was done with the round.
I'm surprised at that. Well, would you have played differently if you knew where you stood?
I would have. That's what my caddy and I talked about. I mean, those holes coming in, you can't really play more aggressive, especially at a venue like Olympic. I mean, it might be different at a regular tour event, but those holes are so hard and so tricky that, you know, we kind of had a game plan of how we're going to play 16, 17, 18, and I didn't think whether I was up 3 or down 3, I was going to do any differently.
You talked about your nerves on the back nine, that you said, I don't know how Tiger's won 14 of these. Give the audience a sense of what that is like. That and you're not even leading. You're still chasing here, but how nervous you were.
I was, you know, more nervous than I had ever been. I mean, it was, you know, you factor in everything, being that, you know, your National Open Championship, all the cameras, you know, all the people out there. It's such a cool energy, especially there at Olympic. And they're hard to win. You know, you're playing on the hardest test of golf that we play all year. And you're trying to beat the best players in the world. And so it doesn't get much tougher than that. And I was just kind of praying through the round, asking God to give me strength and peace. And he did. And I was able to kind of somewhat hang on to the club. I was shaking there on the last hole over my putt, but luckily it went right in.
He's Webb Simpson, the U.S. Open champ, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Where were you watching Graham McDowell's putt?
We were in the locker room. My wife and I were in there. They gave us a little place to sit and watch.
Wait, she's allowed in the locker room?
Yeah, they let her in a special place.
but she was more excited than you, and I kept thinking you didn't, like, you're watching somebody not do something, but she realizes you've just won the U.S. Open. How hard was it to sort of contain your emotions there?
It was hard. You know, it's an awkward setting because the camera's on us, and, you know, we're certainly not rooting against those guys, but we're wanting to win. It's just an awkward kind of tension there. But when, you know, we were hugging each other, she said, I got to let it out, and she just let out a scream, which was pretty cool.
Who have you heard from that surprised you after you won the U.S. Open?
You know, I've had a lot of guys reach out to me already, which has been really cool. I mean, Tom Watson sent me an email that couldn't have been nicer. Tom Lehman, Paul Stankowski, and the list goes on and on. Just guys that I grew up watching and respect their games and their lives so much. So to hear from them is pretty special.
All right, let's talk about the Videobomb that you had the rooster or the loon or whatever he was. At what point did you realize that this was not going to be the typical trophy ceremony?
He appeared out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was there until he was right in front of me. And my first thought was he's a streaker. So I made sure he had pants on, and he did, luckily. But it was an awkward, funny moment, and you know, he didn't take anything away from the ceremony. But
didn't you say have fun in jail?
He was getting handcuffed by 3 officers, so I didn't know what else to do except ease the awkward moment between me and the crowd.
Well, what's he accused of? What is he charged with?
I don't know. I just saw him getting handcuffed, so I figured they were taking him to jail, but I'm sure they'd let him go once he got out of the gate.
Did you hear the sounds, the bird calls that he was making?
I did. I didn't really know what it was, but then I kind of figured it out later on.
How much do you hear when you're playing with the gallery?
You hear a lot. I mean, there's so many quiet moments, and guys just kind of yell out randomly. So I hear a lot of stuff. I mean, I hear a lot of guys talking, and, you know, that's why we got great caddies on the PGA Tour to kind of quiet the crowds.
You ever had somebody make you laugh, saying something?
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys that'll say some funny stuff, but, you know, it's funny what the public can figure out, whether it's your high school name or your old dog's name or something. They always kind of are clever about it.
Wait, they're yelling out your dog's name?
Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix Open is notorious on 16th hole for, I mean, they know so much information about you, and they'll yell it out. So it's pretty fun to go through that experience.
Where is the U.S. Open trophy?
It's currently in the case, protected. I didn't want to mess it up, so we're trying to figure out where we're going to put it.
Hey, congratulations, Webb. Well done, and good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, I appreciate it.
Your U.S. Open champ, Webb Simpson there. I just looked to see if he had pants on.